Welcome or welcome back, guys, to Cinepoly Reviews. And yes, it is that time where I list down my favorite and least favorite movies of March. So as you know, I'll be listing this in the tier of A to F. Of course, A being absolutely a masterpiece and F being just total garbage. And of course, I'll be buying that poster for my favorite movie of March, which I already know what it is. At the end of this video, you'll also get to know what that is as well. So without further ado, guys, let's get this ranking on the way. The first film that I went to go see of the month of March appeals to that kinky community of daddy dumb little girl. If you know, you know.
Hey yo!
I am talking about the film Dolly. Directed by Rod Blockhurst, it is about Chase and his girlfriend Macy take a hike in the woods when they encounter a hulking monstrous figure who abducts Macy to raise her as his own child. 3 words about this film: Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Only reason why I say that is because it has that greedy feeling of what Texas Chainsaw Massacre also had. Now this film, it is low budget, but low budget films like this is so interesting to me. It's honestly a lot better than mainstream films, horror-wise. The intense feeling of, I'm very uncomfortable right now. And let me tell you, this film, there's scenes here where the audience feels uncomfy about what they're seeing on the screen.
There you go. Get it all out.
Do I think Dolly is the next horror icon that could be something? Maybe. But the second film, if the second film does come out, I think should have better writing. Also, I would say the casting of Ethan Sloopy was great. Now, he wasn't in the film a whole lot, but his scenes where he was, absolutely amazing performance. So in a way, I would say maybe do a better casting in the main protagonist, because Ethan being there for, I would say, maybe like 15 minutes was just a scene stealer for the entire movie for me.
This is still my fucking house!
With that being said, guys, editor Paul, where would you put this in the tier list?
Dolly had the creepy factor as well as the disturbing nature of what it was aiming for, but it lacks in writing and most of the actors were overshadowed by Ethan Sloopy, which is saying a lot considering he was only there for 15 minutes max. I think Dolly could be a horror icon, but for now this film is not good, but not bad.
The next film that I went to go see, I did not review in this channel, but I still want to talk about it. It is a film that is very much related to Frankenstein. That's right, I am talking about The Bride. Directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. That's right, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Jake Gyllenhaal's sister. That's right, I was shocked as well when I saw that, because I thought this film was directed by a big name director. Found out it was Maggie, I was like, okay, let's see what she can do. This is about. In the 1930s Chicago, groundbreaking scientist Dr. Euphonius brings a murdered young woman back to life to be a companion for Frankenstein's monster. What happens next is beyond what either of them could have ever imagined. Now this film has A-list actors, Oscar-winning actors. I am talking about Jesse Buckley, I'm talking about Christian Bale, I'm talking about Jake Gyllenhaal. Now what I gotta say about this, first and foremost, Jesse Buckley, she was the writer of The Bride, but also being the bride herself. She stole the entire movie. Now yes, Christian Bale does his part to be Frankenstein Jr. and he does an absolutely amazing job as well. You know, Christian Bale doesn't disappoint. But Jessie Buckley, oh, she does absolutely, she portrays this bride that feels, you know, kind of trapped, but also feels free as well, and she just expresses all of that. Now this film is very much feminist. It's talking about girl power, but whatever the case is, whatever this movie wanted to be when it came to that lesson, to that context of behind the movie, I still enjoyed everything about this film. Now, me saying that, I enjoyed the performance of Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale. The plot was kind of everywhere. By the way, I just want to say this, the chemistry between Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale was absolutely amazing. I enjoy their chemistry together. But going back to that plot, so many stories in one film. Now this film obviously is more than 2 hours, but it was so much clutter into those 2 hours. Because not only was it about Jessie Buckley's character, the bride, and Christian Bale, Frankenstein, who trying to have, you know, a little bit romantic stuff going on, but also Jessie Buckley's character being, who am I? Who really am I? And then there's also this, I guess, mobster who is trying to cut woman's tongue off, and that's where the feminist woman power comes in. All in all, it was just so much things going on. And also there was some detectives who wanted to get Jessie Buckley, who wanted to get the bride and Frankenstein to be arrested. So like everything was so cluttered into one that I was kind of twisting my head and saying, okay, can we just stick to one plot, please? So with that being said, Editor Paul, where did this movie go in the tier list?
Amazing performance by Jessie Buckley. She is the heart of this film, being two people with different complex personalities. Only thing that failed in this film is the clutter of plot galore, which is why I'm putting this film in the good tier.
The next film I went to go see is also a film that I didn't review, but it's a film that I really wanted to review, so I'm gonna do a quick review for this one. It is the audio sensory film of, yes, Undertone. Directed by Ian Tucson, it is about a podcast host covering spooky content moves and to care for her dying mother. When sent recordings of a pregnant couple's paranormal encounters, she discovers their story parallels hers, each tape pushing her toward madness. The uniqueness of this film is this. It is all about audio. I saw this film and it was the very first time since The Grudge that I was genuinely scared. Was it the perfect film of 2026? Absolutely not. I don't think that I have seen a film where the audio is the standalone performance. I thought this horror film was one of the best, one of my top 10 horror films. With that being said, Editor Polly, where would you put this in the tier list?
Haven't been scared in my seat since The Grudge. The use of the sound and the effects made this film a standalone success in my opinion. Only thing that didn't hit the jackpot is the writing itself. Could have been way better.
Now the next film, yes, I did review, and it is a two-parter for this one, meaning same concept. But the very first one, it is Ready or Not 2. Directed by Tyler Gannett and Matt Bilitini Opine. It is about, after surviving an all-out attack from the Demons family, Grace discovers she's reached the next level of the Nightmarish game. This time, with her estranged sister, Faith, by her side to survive, Grace must keep Faith alive and claim the high seat of the council that controls the world. 4 rival families are also hunting her for the throne, and whoever wins will rule it all. So, did I like this film? For some parts, yeah. Was it a perfect film? Was it better than the first one? No. I can't deny the actresses in this. The chemistry between the sister was great. Did I care about the chemistry in a way of feeling sad about what they had to go through? No, I didn't. It was just, I want to see action. The rules have to stop. I don't care about the rules. And not only that, but it was very slow paced at times when it came to just the sister dynamic. I did not care for it. So yeah, I didn't think this second film was better than the first one. With that being said, Editor Polly, where would you put this in the tier list?
Despite everything I said negatively about this film, it isn't a horrible film. The incurable effects of sequelitis is what this film sadly is. So this is why it goes to the tier of not bad, but not good.
Now the next film is the second part of the same concept and whatnot of devilish cults and sister dynamics, and that is They Will Kill You. Directed by Kryl Sokolov, It is about a woman enters a cryptic advertisement housekeeping job at luxurious yet four-body in New York City high-rise. Upon arrival, she discovers residents have vanished without a trace for decades, fueling whispers of a satanic cult lurking in the shadows. This had the same concept of Ready or Not too. But was it better? Yes, it was. It was straight to the point of the action. The premise and the plot-wise was iffy, to say the least. But other than that, the action, zesty beats, was just absolutely amazing. I enjoyed the gore, the action, the camera directions, the cartoonish video game feeling of this was great. Now, obviously the only thing that we have to say about this is it also had the problem of being kind of slow. Action and then it kind of slowed down a little bit. Action and it was repetitive when it came to that, which it was kind of tedious when I went to go see this. So without further ado, guys, Editor Polly, where would you put this in the tier list?
Action and gore galore with this film. Now, yes, it does have pacing issues, but the action does save it from being mid. Straight to good tier.
Now, the next film that I did not review on this channel, but wanted to, was in a way another cult film, but very sexy one. I am talking about, of course, Forbidden Fruits. Directed by Meredith Allenwell, it is about free-eating employee Apple secretly runs a witchy theming cult in the basement of a mall store after hours. When a new hire challenges their performative sisterhood, the women are forced to face their own poisons or die to a bloody fate. I would say this, the only thing that I would have to say is the main actress, Lola Tong's character, didn't have that much of a character development than the other girls did. Victoria Petrelli's character, who plays Cherry, great. She puts all her heart into this character, being kind of dumpsy and clumsy, you know, the typical blonde girl that kind of sleeps around and whatnot. Lily Reinhardt just steals the show for me because she just plays this main bitch. This overall film to me was absolutely stunning from front to end. I was shocked at the ending, and I believe this film honestly is probably gonna have a sequel to it. I'm not too sure how the sequel is going to do. There's some things that you can't bring back, let's put it that way. All in all, I enjoyed the film. I enjoyed the chemistry from all these girls. And yeah, so Editor Paul, where would you put this in a tier list?
The chemistry between all the girls is in another level of perfection, and I did enjoy the plot as well. Now, there were moments where there was some pacing issues, sadly, but nothing to stop me from putting this in the great tier.
Now, the last film that technically I went to go see in April, but it's a March film, that I also wanted to review as well, and I have plenty of chances to see this early access-wise, but I did not. Anyways, it is kind of related to what's going on right now in the Artemis space crew and whatnot. Of course, I'm talking about Project Hail Mary. Directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, it is about science teacher Ryland Grace wakes up in a spaceship with no recollection of who he is or how he got there. As his memory slowly returns, he soon discovers he must solve the riddle behind a mysterious substance that's causing the sun to die out. As details of the mission unravel, he calls on his scientific training and sheer integrity, but he may not have to do it alone. The beginning portion of it is a very much slow. It's very slow, built into that tension where the second part comes in, and of course the rest of the film is absolutely amazing. It's emotional. Ryan Gosling should win an Oscar already. He is absolutely great when it came to this film. He plays and portrays this teacher that just wants to express himself because he's very much a loner. And he meets this rock who is called Rocky. We all saw this in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. But the chemistry between this Rocky, this like alien form of rock, and Ryan Gosling, it got to me, man. My heart was like, I love Rocky. The plot, everything about this film was straight to the point of just being a masterpiece. I honestly think this film is gonna be in the Oscars, and I know it's way too early to say that, but this film should be one of the Oscar Pictures nominees. Obviously, with me saying that, you already know where I'm gonna put this on the tier list, but let's keep going. Editor Polly, where will you put this in the tier list?
This film is close to a cinematic masterpiece. The only thing that stopped it was the beginning portion where it just drags a little too long. But the rest of the film is just incredible to look at. Ryan Gosling is such a work of art. He makes every film into his own, mixed with emotions from a rock alien that we all end up loving. Easy choice to put this in the masterpiece tier.
So, with that being said, guys, that is it for the month of March. And now April comes along. Now, yeah, I already went to go see 3 films already for April that I do have to review. Of course, one of them being a big one. But at least for the month of March, was a lot more films that I went to go see and only reviewed 3. So, gotta get my shit together, baby. Alright! But that being said, guys, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. As always, I have been Polly. This has been Cinepoly Reviews. And that is all, guys. See ya.